Hey there, it's Joddie Taylor. Whether you're a first-time listener or it ain't your first rodeo, welcome to Joddie Tried It. This tiny podcast is about my journey of purchasing and trying many professional and personal development tools and resources, such as courses, memberships, subscriptions, templates, and apps. I'll share my honest review, key takeaways, and things you might want to consider to help you make informed decisions about your personal and professional development. Now, time for a quick affiliate disclosure. Some of the links mentioned on Joddie Tried It, either on the show or in the show notes, are affiliate links, and at no additional cost to you, I will earn a commission if you click through and make a purchase. It's a simple way to support the Joddie Tried It podcast, and I only recommend products and services that I genuinely love or believe might be helpful to you. Your trust is important to me. Thank you so much, and without further ado, let's hop on into it. Let's drink coffee and talk about the time I decided that I was going to launch my very own physical sticker, a vinyl sticker. This is something that I'll probably talk about again. In my mind, I was going to talk about this at the end of the year 2024 because the sticker finally came out, I think, in March. I should probably get some receipts in front of me. Hold on. Okay, it was April 2024. I'm recording this in July 2024. So I might hop all over the place. This is something that has been weighing on me and on my mind because I think it's going to go down as one of my failures of 2024. And also one of my wins. So where to start? At the beginning or at the end? Well, the end is it's a commercial failure. So I ended up basically because of printing snafus and whatnot with 1,000 stickers, and I got 3 orders. Each order they ordered more than 1 sticker, but still. Now, the good news is that stickers take up little to no space. All of those 1,000 stickers or 980 stickers fit in a shoebox. They fit in a shoebox. So luckily I did not decide to do t-shirts or tote bags and have 1,000 of these things in my basement. Why? Because I don't have a basement. I don't have space for that. So stickers. Again, I'm going to hop all over the place because I'm still processing this, but something tells me that I should talk about it. So let's talk about it. So some of this you may have heard if you've been listening to, if this isn't your first podcast and you've been following along, maybe you heard the podcast episodes where I either mentioned Christina Yu, who's the graphic designer, the wonderful, amazing graphic designer that I worked with to design the image, the graphic that you see on this. The sticker is called Fitness is a Lifetime Journey. And Jessica Williams, who I spoke about in another episode, I'll put both links in the show notes. I've spoken about both of them in Joddie Tried It episodes. I'll either put the links or their contact information. So I worked with Jessica. I did a side hustle in a day, one-on-one with her via Voxer. And one of the things that came out of it is I always knew I wanted to do physical merchandise. Again, I had a physical planner a few years ago, and I wanted to do a tote bag. I love tote bags. I have an embarrassing amount of tote bags because #environmentally friendly, but also because I just love them. I think they also make a great souvenir. Side note, if you're visiting someplace new, you get a tote bag. My personal preference is that tote bag is actually made in the place that I'm visiting, local to the place I'm visiting. And then you can put the other things as you go around town. Okay, let's get back to my stickers. So one of the things that came out of it is I wanted to do a tote bag. So then I had a call with Christina Yu. I had contacted her inquiring about possibly working with her so she could design the design of the tote bag. Well, it became very clear when I met with Christina that a tote bag wasn't going to work because, again, I don't have a basement. It was going to be cost prohibitive for sure. And stickers soon became the best option after my conversation with her. Fast forward Again, she was wonderful, amazing, super warm and patient. She's someone that I have been following and a customer of for years. Like, if you look at my laptop, I'm going to put editing Joddie, put a link to TikTok. I had a TikTok post showing my laptop sticker tour. It's like 90% Christina U stickers. I only have 2 stickers that she didn't design on this laptop. So I'm pointing at it. Sometimes I forget I'm not on video. Look, you can't see. But you know how they say never meet your heroes? Not true with Christina. I always say that when I mention her because she's just such a pleasure to work with and to meet face to face online, not yet in person. Um, So fast forward, after some back and forth, we formally agree to work with each other. I sign a contract. Christina starts on the work. She's warm, professional. I always knew what to expect, which I 150% appreciated. So I decided on a phrase as opposed to an image. We talked about what size the sticker would be, what size I wanted it to be, colors. So I sent her my brand colors, which were from Snacky Says, my other brand, my other podcast and newsletter. Um, I gave her like the backstory of why fitness is a lifetime journey is the phrase I went with and why it was important to me. It came out of an epiphany that I had about fitness. And I was super excited about the process and I was super excited about putting it on sale. So this was our conversation, I think probably started during the holidays, like late December, picked up again in January. I think we were finally off to the races in February. I might be messing up the timeline here, but it was something like that. Yeah, I think we were off to the races, like signed the contract. She started working on it in February. So we had some exchanges back and forth. There were proofs. There were, like, what do you think about this? One tip I have for you that I employed with Christina. We for sure emailed each other back and forth. It's always a good idea to have a paper trail for both parties so you can scroll back and see like, oh, well, I said this, she said that. What's the due date for A, B, and C? But I also wanted to give her a visual. So I had sketched out some ideas I had for the sticker, and I used Loom, Loom, a screen recording app or site on my laptop that I actually pay for annually. And I just did a screen share, recorded it, and showed her the images as opposed to just emailing her photos and walk through my thought process for each image. So that's something you might want to do. You don't have to use Loom. You can use Zoom, which you can do for free. Just start a meeting and hit record. I mean, the last time I tried it, it worked. I'm sure there are free options online. So you can do a screen share and show anyone you're working with, like, hey, this is what I have in mind. Sometimes it's just good to have a visual. So I did that a couple of times, but check with the person you're working with. Some people are not visual and they just want to read what they just want to read what you have on your mind and what you want them to do, or what work has to be done, etc. So in the end, I got a couple of files, and I had also decided on a digital phone wallpaper and a thank you card, a thank you for your order card. So I ended up getting 3 things from Christina: the sticker, the design for the sticker, the design for the phone wallpaper, which is also on sale, and the design for the thank you card. It's like, hey, thank you for your order. Thanks for supporting my work. Very, very cute, all of them. I loved everything. So I was very happy with that. So I get it. I get all the files, and then like a day later, here's a mistake I made. A day later, I try to open it on my phone and realize the screensaver, this does not look right. Like it's not fitting in the phone. Long story short, the issue was my phone. Asterisks, please see below. I have a Google Pixel 8. Christina, when I contacted her, I was like, I don't know what's going on. And then she finally realized it was the Google. It fit perfectly on every phone. So I ended up providing 2 different files for the digital phone wallpaper. One that's going to work for 99% of the phone. Well, how many people have? Which will work for most phones. If you have a Google Pixel, then you need the other file. So what does this have to do with you? If you are creating a digital product like phone wallpaper, you might need two different sizes. Android life. I've always had an Android or a Google phone. And now looking back, I've tried to create phone wallpapers myself and they never fit properly on my phone. But I just realized that the issue was the phone I had. So the little tip for you, mistake I made. So that was corrected. That was fine. And that was my fault. We had due dates and it was like, yo, here's your proofs. That's not how she talks. That's how I talk. Yo, here's your proofs. And, like, let me know by X amount date if you want any changes. And I was like, nah, this is great. Of course, I did not check it on my phone. And then I did check it on my phone and realized there was an issue. Christina was a real sweetheart. And she found out. She realized what the issue was. Okay, so next thing, I have digital files and now I am going to order my stickers. I just need to bring it to a print shop or online print shop with stickers. I go to an online print shop and it turned out to be a mistake. Number one, this shop did not send proofs. This online shop did not send proofs. So I kept thinking like this image looks off. I don't know, something. And I contacted customer service and what ended up happening was a series of conversations. You probably had these conversations in real life or via email or like DMs. And there's sentences and paragraphs going back and forth, but you still don't have an answer. You still feel a little confused. Well, that's what happened. Like a fool, I still purchased I think it was 250 stickers because I was anxious to get my stickers and I was like, okay, it'll be fine. Well, I got them and it was not fine. In fine print, but not that fine. It's like, meaning not that small. It said Snacky Says, which is my other brand, but it was fuzzy. And I was like, what's up with this? So now I had 250 stickers that I couldn't use. I was so like, confused because this is one of many hiccups, small hiccups, but for context, I was super excited and I thought this was going to be like the process really took off in February and I thought like, oh, it'll just take a month or so. All my fault. Lots of mistakes were made, lessons were learned. So that was the first set. I ended up contacting Christina again, who was a sweetheart because for all intents and purposes, we have finished working with each other. It was on me to check each proof, right? So I ended up contacting her. I'm like, I don't know. I got these stickers. It's a little fuzzy. I don't know what's going on. And then she realized that how can I say? The pixels were off. She saved it. That might not even be the right expression. Something was off. She saved the file one way. And for some reason, it defaulted to another way. So got that figured out. She sent me a new image. And again, this is 150% my fault because I just did not take like a good look at everything. In my mind, I think I realized like, hey, I thought it was, I knew it was a little fuzzy or something, but I thought it was how I was looking at it. You know what I mean? It didn't really sink in. So anyway, now we're on to print shop number 2, which I serendipitously learned about. It is an online print shop, but they have a brick and mortar place locally to me and nearish me. Someone told me about it. This is why it's good to talk about what you're doing and inquire about things. And told me about this place and said, hey, they're near here, so you can actually go pick up stickers. You don't have to do shipping, and they have samples, very important. So ordered through them, spoke to them on the phone, went in person, and oh yeah, I think that's when I realized something was wrong, and that's when I contacted Christina. So now I have samples, something's off. I think that's when I spoke to Christina, realized, got a new file, sent them a new file. Or maybe they were like, oh, we think it's the file. Sorry. Again, still processing all this stuff. And it's happened over the last few months. So I got new stickers, but then it was the wrong size. But they said they were either going to discard it or I could take it. So I just took the size. I think the size was too small. So now we're up to 500 stickers. And then, Oh, you know what? The first order was 500. So then 250. So now we're up to 750. Oh, Joddie. So now we're up to 750 stickers, wrong size, but the image is clear. Everything is right. Then I got the other size. Luckily, again, we're looking at samples. I got the other size and I had 1,000 stickers. Again, they don't take up much space. Even with the stickers, the envelopes, I got some environmentally friendly pouches that could be recycled to put the stickers in, and to put the thank you card in. But then I realized the thank you card didn't fit. That's on me. I did measure it, but I should have also measured the width of the inside of the pouch. So, all right. So what did I learn? I learned that I needed to ask questions that I didn't think I needed to ask. Like, you know what I mean? That's an expression that I say to myself sometimes. Ask questions you don't think you need to ask. What comes to mind is I once years ago, went to a football match, a soccer match in London, and I assumed it was like New York and that I could buy my souvenirs inside. And I learned once I got inside, all of the souvenir shops were outside and I couldn't go back outside. So just not assuming things. I guess that's what I'm saying. I learned to look at images, to double check images. To when someone says, this is a proof, this is the timeline, really look at the proof. It'll never happen. Well, never say never, but I don't think it'll happen to me again. I think I will double check the resolution. I think I will double check, like, how does it look on different types of devices? Now, this sounds simple in hindsight, but those things did not occur to me. So let's talk about sales real quick. And again, I'll probably talk about this again. I'm still processing. But sales. I had been chatting about these stickers probably for 2 months at least. I had mentioned it a few times on my Snacky Says podcast and in the newsletter. And as it turns out, this was a product that was interesting to me. And mostly only to me. The 3 orders I got were from family and friends. And honestly, of course, I'm being honest, 2 of those orders I think were like an unintentional dog whistle. Like I probably mentioned like, oh, I'm not getting any sales. And then they ordered. Family and friends, if you're listening to this, I know you support me and I appreciate it. I always appreciate your support. I'm not taking away from having made 3 sales, but what I'm saying is that folks who are listening to the podcast and my subscribers, my micro list of subscribers, I have 34 subscribers to the newsletter today, Snacky Says newsletter, and I probably had, I feel like I had 31 at the time, a little bit less. In April, I think I had 31 subscribers. They weren't interested, and that's on me. I have failed to build interest. I posted these things and I didn't get feedback. I don't know. Would I do it again? Yes. In fact, I have an idea for something else that may only sell 3 of this. I may have the same experience, but the next time I do something like this, that's costing me. I mean, they're stickers, right? So for the money I paid between graphic design, printing 2 or 3 times, printing the cards. Actually, that was a gift from my friend. Thank you, friend. She paid for the printing of the thank you cards. I got a P.O. box at the post office. I rented a P.O. box because it occurred to me questions you should ask that maybe you don't think to ask. It occurred to me like, wait a minute. I'm mailing these stickers out, when I thought I was going to be getting orders. I'm mailing these stickers out. What if it has to be returned? I don't want to return to my home address. I need like a business address. So I got a P.O. box. So this is a win because I learned a lot and I got to work with my favorite graphic designer, surface pattern designer. I would have never imagined that when I first came across her work. Never, never, ever, ever, ever in a million years. And next time I do something like this, because believe it or not, I'm going to do this again. I absolutely will do it again. I know what to ask. I know how to be a sharper client and pay attention to things. But the next time I do something like this, I'm going to be flush with cash, so it won't hurt me. And I will do something I didn't do this time, which is market research. I can't talk too much about it because I don't know. I don't like, I just thought if this is a flaw of mine, I just thought if I build it, they will come. This is a consistent flaw with me because that's how I'm attracted to other folks' things. I'm like, oh my gosh, that sticker is so cute. That tote bag is so cute. I need that ebook. And I'll just buy it without the bells and whistles. I don't even pay attention to the marketing they're doing, you know? But that hasn't been the case. So next time I do something like this, I'll be flush with cash. I will have a better sense of what to expect. And by flush with cash, I just mean I won't mind spending way more on a project or product just because I want it. And at the end of the day, I'm still processing it, but maybe that was the issue. I made something that I wanted, but 1,000 of it. Maybe I should have just been like, hey, Christina, I have this idea. What about can we work something out so I can pay for this design and I can put it on one t-shirt? you know, maybe that would have worked. I have no idea because it didn't occur to me. But it wouldn't have occurred to me because what I really wanted was something. I wanted Snacky Says merchandise. I wanted something that reflected me and my beliefs and something that I could sell. I wanted Snacky Says merchandise and I got it. But it's not something that folks want right now. So what am I going to do with all these stickers? Again, they're not taking up space. I am going to find another way to use them. I should really start walking around with them and just giving them to folks that I meet in the future. If I have, oops, that's my timer. I'm supposed to be eating lunch and taking a break. Hold on. So that was my timer. I was supposed to be eating lunch and taking a break and getting back to work now. But instead, I ended up recording a podcast episode and doing some other work. So I'll eat lunch after this. So what I was going to say was to wrap it up because I really should eat. So I was going to say before the timer went off, I was going to say in the future, if and when I have other products, and I think I will, like let's say I finally come out with a tote bag, expect to get these stickers as a freebie if you decide to buy the tote bag or whatever. Or maybe as I go to more in-person events, again, I'll take them with me and just hand them out as freebies. Christmas comes once a year, right? Friends and family, act surprised. You might be getting some stickers with your Christmas gifts or, in your Christmas card. I actually never send out Christmas cards, but I think I will this year. TLDR, I'm going to repurpose them. Me and my friend were brainstorming maybe I can turn this into a wallpaper. Maybe I'll get like a plain white wallpaper and just stick those bad boys in a diagonal design and make my own wallpaper. I think I'll put that I have a huge, and I mean huge, I'll put the link in the show notes, a huge mat. It's a gorilla mat, workout mat. And so I actually it's along a wall. I actually have the space. I think I'm going to do that. Take me about 200 stickers. Shall we end here? It's been a chat, right? I think I started this by saying, let's have coffee and chat. My coffee is still hot because I have a coffee warmer. I recommend it, whether you work from home or, you're sitting around and you like your tea or coffee hot. I'll see if I can find, this was a gift, but I'll see if I can find a link, put in the show notes for the one I have or something similar. It's funny, I never talk about it, but it's like my number one asset. When I'm working, I'm always drinking coffee, and this keeps my coffee hot. I started talking with Joddie, I gotta eat. I started this episode, I think, talking about coffee. So let me end here. Maybe you needed to hear this. Maybe I know I needed to talk about it. It's really been weighing on me, and I can finally talk about it and kind of chuckle through it. If I tried to record this episode back in April or May or June, or hey, maybe 2 weeks ago, I might have been bawling, just crying the whole time. Loss is a strong word. feels like a little bit of a loss. But I have to say, it's a win and a lose. I learned a lot, and I still would do it again. And if I had it to do again, I would do it again because the of what I was thinking at the time. I didn't know what I didn't know. But even knowing what I know, I think I'd still do it because I'm going to use this experience for future projects and products. All right. All right. That's my story. That's my story, Johnny. As my mother would say. Thanks for coming to my story time. If you got all the way to the end, I appreciate you. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode of Joddie Tried It. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my newsletter at joddie.substack.com. That's joddie.substack.com. And please share with a friend or three. Thanks for listening.